All right, everyone. Welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for Sunday and Monday, July 29th and 30th, 2018. All right, so we are coming off of this lunar eclipse from Friday. So these 2 days really good for still integrating this shift of energy. Likely around the weekend, there was this releasing, this greater awareness of maybe now what we want to let go of or what's naturally being let go of so we can shift and pivot along our life journey. So great to continue to implement this as we are still in the heightened part of the lunar cycle. But on Sunday, the moon will still be in Capricorn, first part of the day. So likely still themes around taking things slowly and steadily, patience, discipline, these types of things. And then the later part of Sunday and all day Monday, the moon in Aquarius, suggesting getting into a bit of the freedom aspects of expressing our individuality and getting in touch with our progressive and innovative side. All right, so let's look at all of this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here's the sky for this Sunday and Monday. I am putting these into one video since I didn't do the weekend video here. Plus, as you can see here in the astrology, not a whole lot going on these 2 days. The main theme is going to be coming off of that lunar eclipse. If you haven't yet seen that video, do check that out. We will still certainly be under the influence of that. But post-lunar eclipse now, it is about integration, right? How can we take some of these insights about what was released or cleared from our energy field, from our unconscious, from our soul, you could say. And now with this shift and pivot starts to implement this kind of new direction. So that's an awesome way of working with these 2 days. I think the first part of Sunday with Capricorn will likely still be involved with the more serious energy of Capricorn. This whole lunar eclipse was about developing the healthy qualities of patience, of responsibility, of discipline, and there could likely be themes the first part of Sunday still particularly pertaining to that. Then as we get into the second half, the moon starts to shift into Aquarius, which will be the theme all day on Monday. So that shift going into a bit of the freedom of individuality side of things, right? Aquarius, the water bearer, is all about first of all, cultivating our true self, right? What gives us a sense of freedom? What inspires us? What are our own personal future aspirations? And then how can we contribute that to the greater whole? And this could, of course, be maybe our network circles, friends, community-related things. We could notice a theme with that stuff going into Monday. And maybe even collective matters. Sometimes it does involve the largest community, the world, right? And getting into that progressive side as well. So themes regarding this, and again, we could just be feeling like we're wanting this emotionally. First, this Capricorn on Sunday, shifting into more of the freedom-oriented side of and progressive side of Aquarius. All right, so that's the gist of the 2 days. No major aspects going exact. I will say on Sunday, the moon is going to be opposite up to Mercury retrograde. It's nothing major. But, you know, keeping in mind Mercury is retrograde, so it still is a good time for reconsidering, right? Being willing to mull over things, being flexible in our planning, because information is changing. And because information is changing, you know, we want to be as adaptive as possible. Also a great time for doing maintenance and just revisiting things that maybe we've been developing over the more recent months. So this is regarding Leo, of course, so it is about maybe reflecting on what gives us passion in life. What do we enjoy, right? This type of thing. Venus is still here. We could still be enjoying some of that self-expression or creative energy as well. So with the moon opposite Mercury, that can perhaps emphasize the importance of maybe, you know, communication, being aware of communication, correspondence, bringing that extra attention there. And then bridging the gap between the emotional body and the communicative side, right? So expressing our feelings, especially with that Leo energy, really good to do that, right? Expressing ourselves, right? Bringing that conscious light to the emotional side and the emotional side into the outward or communicative or mental side. Really good with that kind of opposition. That's really the most important aspect. As we get into Monday, just some minor sextiles with Uranus and Saturn. Very, very minor. Probably just noticing that shift into Aquarius. Uranus is very much that Aquarius type of energy where we're just feeling a bit freedom oriented, right? Wanting some change, wanting to get into it, getting a bit of that progressive side, all right, innovative side, and it can be actually quite grounded with the sextile up to Saturn. So one thing I do want to mention about this part of the week is slowly as we approach Wednesday and Thursday, we are going to have Mars squaring up to Uranus. So this could be, which is nothing new because we experienced a square to Uranus during the lunar eclipse last weekend. But slowly as we get into the middle part of the week, there might be a bit of tension collectively, a bit of bottlenecked energy. Uranus is the side of ourself that wants to break free when in a square like this. And Mars represents the things we want now, our personal needs. All right, so we could be feeling a bit restricted and wanting to break out. So if you're feeling that going into Wednesday, Thursday, good to be conscious of this, right? This is, the squares are usually the more imbalanced or unconscious aspects of the energy of the planet. And so as we bring conscious attention to this, it helps balance it out. And do listen to that. There is something here Uranus is helping us break free with, or bring more freedom into our life with. And so implementing that with intention, with conscious awareness, and healthy constructive implementation is great. So I'll talk more about that as we get into middle part of the week. All right, so that's the 2 days in a nutshell. Most important thing is the, of course, lunar eclipse energy. It is an integration time. Still good for that. This shift and pivot along our life journey. Maybe still doing some releasing, but starting to now continue or just, start to shift into this new direction now. With the first part of Sunday, Capricorn, still likely themes around patience and discipline. And then going into the later part of Sunday into Monday, the free-spirited aspects of Aquarius, of seeing what we can cultivate that gives us a sense of freedom and how we can contribute that to the greater whole. All right, so have a fantastic day, everyone. Thank you again for all of your support, and I will see you next time for the next daily forecast. Take care.